Hey, salut. On baisse le son, on met le jeu et on est reparti. Après s'être sustenté. Hop. Voilà. Donc. Oh, je m'entends. Du coup, Quête, Caribert. On est parti pour faire ça. Qu'est-ce que j'ai obtenu? Ah, je l'avais pas vu ça. Prologue acte 1. Prologue acte 2. Ah oui, je vais en avoir pas mal du coup. C'est ça qui disait qu'il y avait plus d'une vingtaine de pierres de fatalité à récolter. Ça sert à quoi ça? Ah, c'est de l'XP d'artefact. Sentier périlleux. Et là c'est ça. Ok. Du coup, j'en ai 26. C'est cool. Moi je me heal un peu. Hop. Ah, tiens. Non, c'est pas là. Si. Une partie ici. Ah, j'ai pas vu ce que ça. Oh, je suis trop bête. Je suis trop vite. « 5580 mètres. » En vrai, le monde est assez petit, on va dire. Parce qu'en fin de compte, ça fait 5,5 km. C'est pas si loin que ça. Parce que traverser tout ça à pied, bon. Hop. Moi j'ai laissé la musique un peu fort dans mes oreilles. Je vais l'augmenter pour vous. Hop là. Wesh. Ouais, c'est loin à charger. Je me demande... Genre là, par exemple, vu que je suis ici, si par exemple mon stat est chargé, ou si ça charge uniquement les textures qui sont à portée de vue. Bon, je pense que c'est comme ça, sinon ce serait trop lourd. Maintenant, il ne charge plus des textures qu'on voit pas. Ah oui, d'accord.
Huh? Wait, you're that blonde traveler who's on a journey to all corners of Tevat.
Oui, c'est moi.
You bet I do. I was worried I wouldn't be able to find you. He was a crafty fellow, let me tell you. Took advantage of a loophole in our mailing system by opting for guaranteed delivery, then filling in the most obscure mailing address.
Well, we aren't always on the road, so yeah, it's pretty tough to get mail to us unless we happen to go to the post office. So,
He just wrote, next to a small, white-haired talking fairy.
what? So the
Yeah, exactly, right? And if I failed to deliver the letter, I'd have been bound by regulation to Really, he got me good. I count myself very lucky that I ran into you here. Of course, here it...
Come on, Paimon wants that.
C'est Kaeya.
Kaeya, huh? So he's here in Sumeru. From what he wrote in the letter, it looks like he didn't. Or maybe he's just being sneaky. Do you think he's making this sound like a? Yeah, you're right. It's always not. The letter says that he hangs out at Jafar Tavern every afternoon.
Caribert. Chapitre 3, acte 6. Ah, c'est même pas un intermède. Comment ça se fait? Let's sentant le vin. C'est vrai que c'est un ivrogne aussi. Hein. Merde, c'est quelle heure? 16h, 18h. Ah mais il fait vachement sombre là d'un coup. On dirait qu'il va neiger. J'ai l'air tout blanc. Bon, c'est pas grave.
Kaeya should be at Jafar Tavern right now. Let's go see him.
I'll have something I haven't tried yet, boss.
C'est marrant parce que Sumeru et Mondstadt sont un peu liés. Il y a des personnes de chaque région qui y vont. Et de l'autre côté, c'est Libu et Inazuma qui sont un peu liés. Par exemple, Kukishinobu vient de Libu. Et comme ça. Thomas vient de Libu aussi. On l'apprend aussi.
Sorry, sir. I'm afraid you've already tried every type of liquor we serve.
Oh? Well then, just the bill, please. That's just as well, I suppose. I do have...
Kaeya, you're really here. Paimon half thought you were playing some sort.
Hey, Paimon, traveler. Looks like the gods smile upon me after all. And come now, I wouldn't joke about wanting to see my good friends.
Wait a second. You must be here on official business, right? What do you think you're doing, spending every afternoon drinking at the tavern?
Not at all. The acting Grand Master positively terrifies me. Why would I ever do anything that might The truth is, I'm in Sumeru to learn about the alcohol industry here. So despite how it might look, Sumeru's spices are famous the world over. And it's long been rumored that this fine establishment, that's why the Knights sent me, their foremost expert in alcoholic beverages, to come and see if it is as good as the rumors say.
And how did that go?
So far, so good. I'm already in talks with some spice merchants in Port Ormos about some...
Yeah, that does sound like a great business opportunity. Guess Don Winery and Master Diluc are gonna make a...
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Whether this lucrative opportunity...
Hey! Using your job to settle personal grievances isn't very nice.
Oh? What makes you say that? Very sharp of you. I wouldn't say I'm familiar, though. I just came here on the sly once, when I was very young.
And? Duke?
Do I have to? When I said we could talk about the old times, digging up my past wasn't exactly what I had in mind. Well, all right, since you're so interested. Like I said, I was very young then. Dawn Winery had only just taken me. I overheard my adoptive father talk about sending a team of merchants to Sumeru during a. I'm sure you'll agree that everyone's curious about their roots on some level. And my roots? They're in Conria, which is said to have been located deep underground, somewhere near Sumeru. And so I stowed myself away amidst the cargo and silently joined the merchant delegation on their trip to Sumeru. But it wasn't long before the merchant delegation received news that I'd gone missing. Their leader promptly found me, and before I knew it, my adoptive father was dragging me back home by the ear. It was a short-lived adventure. Sorry I don't have a more thrilling story. Honestly, not much. The only reason I knew that Conria was near Sumeru is because I happened to read that in a book when I was young.
Cha cha cha.
My life had less and less to do with Conria as I grew up, and so I started caring less as well. I used to believe that I had inherited some sort of duty from my father. But then I began to wonder. Maybe my father left me in the peaceful land of Mondstadt for no other reason than simply to give me a happier life. A happy life sounds good to me, of course. Even this is obviously all speculation. Simply put, I'm afraid that these days, my surname, Alberich, is probably the only link to Conria that I have left.
One death afternoon, please, boss. Tell me, what do you know about the significance?
Deinsleif?
Ah, you've decided to join us. I was wondering how long you planned on listening in. I believe I've seen you before in Mondstadt.
So you remember me. Then we are already acquainted. Kaeya Alberich, descendant of the Abyss Order's founder.
Huh?
What?
I take it that you weren't aware of this until now, Kaeya. Or you wouldn't have been so forthcoming with your
Oh my. That's quite a lot of baggage for a surname, isn't it? Though I must say, it does confirm an old suspicion of mine.
I'm surprised that you take me at my word without the faintest hint of skepticism.
Well, perhaps what you told me just happens to answer some questions I carry in my memories. And in any case, you're a pure-blood Conrian, aren't you?
Very clever. Forgive me for being direct, but I sincerely hope this new knowledge doesn't change anything. If you've already let go of your tie...
Kaeya, you're not involved with the Abyss Order in it.
Hey, hold on now. This conversation has taken a rather sudden turn for the deadly serious. And I'm afraid that as someone from... So what if I know my ancestry? Do I strike you as the type who would be bound by that kind of thing? Relax. I'll be just as delighted to hunt down the Abyss Order tomorrow as I have always been. Either way, looks like we're out of time. I've got a spice merchant to meet in a minute, so I'll leave the three of you to carry on the conversation.
Well?
See you around. And Deinsleif, no need to listen in from the sidelines next time we meet. Let me buy you a drink.
You don't really trust him, do you, Dane? You're both from Conria, but you get on like oil and water.
The fact is, I still do not know him well. It would be meaningless for me to jump to But can a person truly be unaffected by their ancestry? This remains to be seen. Well, I suspect that they call your sister their princess, precisely because there is a succession of sorts.
Oh, so if she was the founder, she'd be the queen, right?
I mean to investigate the Loom of Fate.
Yeah, the Abyss Order's evil plan. We learned about that back in Mondstadt.
Not new. Not exactly. My memories suffer from erosion. But while your sister, she mentioned the Loom of Fate back when we traveled together. Apparently so. I was also quite surprised when these memories tallied up. I recall that we were traveling to Sumeru when...
So, you're going to the place that she meant?
Correct. At that time, they must have been introduced in one way or another to this concept.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go!
No. Now is not the time. No, it's just I'm still waiting for my drink.
Seriously?
Hop. C'est vrai que la dernière fois qu'on l'a vu, c'était au gouffre, quoi. On l'a pas vu à Inazuma. Il n'y a pas eu d'autres trucs comme ça à Inazuma. Non, je crois pas. Ça me dit rien du tout.
Squall and fury.
J'avais oublié les paysages de Sumeru un peu chaotiques. C'est vraiment que j'ai pas mis les pieds en vrai.
Quit following me.
J'ai pris l'aggro d'un truc.
Wait. This place, it's...
What about it? It looks pretty normal to Paimon.
Yes. The forest has barely changed from how I remember it. Let's search the area and see what we can find.
Is this a field? It must belong to whoever owns that, but it looks like it's been abandoned for a long time. You could be... It's an extinguished bonfire. Looks like it's been ages since it was last lit. And clearly they put it...
Nothing else stands out in this area. All that's left is that building.
Wait, we're just gonna go barging in? What if some...
Unlikely. There are no signs of life in this area.
If you say so. Huh. So there really isn't it. There's a box over here. Why don't we open it? And by we, Paimon means you. Paimon's just scared that whatever... Huh? This is
Le miroir
a
cassé.
mirror. It's broken too. Was this a makeup box? That's kinda disappointing. This bed looks pretty ordinary. Huh, what sort of person would want to live here? It's so dark. Hey, look! It's a bull! Guess whoever you...
Can't you smell it? There's a heavy scent of medicinal herbs in here.
Oh, so it's a medicine bull? Doesn't look like there's anything else worth their attention here.
My memories are quite foggy, but my subconscious and instincts both assert that something... But we'll exhaust ourselves if we search aimlessly.
Noises?
It's not much. Just some minor adversary.
Monsters? Wow, Dave's ears are sharp, just like his nose. He's in surprisingly good shape for a 500-year-old. Although for someone who's as full of surprises as Dane, it's hardly a big deal. Anyway, let's beat up these monsters! Not now. Cole, mine to commit...
The wind rises. Ha! Ah! Ha! Ah! Ah! Ha! Ah! Ha! Ah! Ha!
J'ai pas d'épée à deux mains
The
ni
night is cold.
flip pour ça.
Behold. Ah! 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 Ha! Ah! 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 Unsightly insects.
Gotcha. Stay put.
The wind rises.
En vrai, j'aimerais bien voir Clip. Mais il me manquerait un perso à shield.
I doubt that the appearance of those monsters was wholly random. A ley line anomaly, perhaps. Okay. I'll go slightly further out to
What? You're going alone?
Your suspicions are as banal as they are unwarranted. Not to mention that if even forest rangers are capable of investigating ley lines, I will be more than able to...
Fair enough. Good thing there's a fireplace over there. Let's make ourselves something to eat.
Allumer le feu. Super.
Just sharpen my... Your cooking is as good as ever. Even if there was no other reason, the food alone would be enough for changing the subject. Dane's taking forever. He said that they're... We came together, but now it's back to just being the two of us again. You know, now that Paimon mentioned... So... Don't take this the wrong way or anything, but... Oh, you stop it! Now you're embarrassing, Paimon. So, next question. Don't know if... The... stars? Wow. Yeah, Paimon understands. But we'll find the truth together. Sure as Paimon's your guide. Just you wait, Heavenly Principles, and you too, Teyvat. You know what? We've talked too long about this sad stuff. Let's talk about something happy. All right. It's getting dark, so why don't you rest? Paimon will take first watch. Don't worry, no monster's gonna come and eat you up. Oh, come on! Don't say that! Paimon just wants to look after you for once. Nighty-night. Go.
Vous rêvez de votre sœur pendant votre sommeil.
Hey, time to wake up. The sun has risen. What a deep sleeper. You do know that we need to... Tear stains. All right. Rest here a bit longer then. I'll head into the forest to invest...
Paimon n'est pas là. Ah, je peux pas changer mon équipe non plus.
Halt! What do you think you're doing? This place is not whatever you think it is. Nor should you be poking your travel companion. You mean your companion departed for the What business is that of yours, Do I make myself quite clear? Leave. Well, what are you waiting for? If you must. I've been observing you, and you don't look like a forest ranger. Still, I'm warning you,
No funny business. Okay, fine. Whatever. Just move us. You. I'll go. But no overreacting to anything you see in here, okay? Come on then. Mind your own business. How could he be? He was too young for it. So don't you lay a finger on him. Just find yourself a corner to rest if you're tired. Cold. Huh? You know Conria? Who are you? Exactly. And how do you... Do you worship a god, traveler? Sounds like you've had an eventful life. All right, well, I apologize for my earlier hostility, but you must understand, as far as I'm concerned, human and all who place faith in the gods are my enemies. That may be. But the fact is that chances to talk to people like yourself have been few. This wretched curse of immortality. The curse. It was. We lost our home. Our loved ones. Everything. The agony. All we can do is watch helplessly as our souls erode. Because, although Conria began with a single bloodline, it was a home. Any who forsook their gods and came to Conria were welcomed as our... When the cataclysm came, we pure-blood Conrians were declared the greater sinners. But those whose ancestry belonged to the domains of other gods were punished with the curse of the wilderness as they fled. He is Caribert, my illegitimate son. How times have changed. I was a noble of Conria. I resented the life that might... Then, one day, I met a beautiful woman among Caribert. Faced great hardship from the very moment of his birth. All due to myself. After all that, I always owed him much, and now at least I can finally be close to him. She was. We were separated. I do not wish to dwell on it. It could be worse. I suffer the pain of loss because... And now that I have lost all, if nothing else... Yes, that reminds me. I only returned here to check on Caribert, but I do have other things...
J'ai toujours pas retrouvé Paimon.
Over here. I'm sure you're wondering why I brought Caribert here to Sumer. Well, it's because he needs a medicine. There can only one which will help him to recover his... I do not hope to break the curse. I am well aware of my powerlessness, but it is said that this medicine is imbued with the power of Sumeru's god of wisdom and can awaken them. I believe that it might just work. I read about it in a book. In my youth, I disliked the life of nobility and craved excitement. I was leafing through some forbidden text. What? The gods have already punished us. What does one more sin matter now? Never mind. As long as you understand. I'm sorry. I struggled, as it happens. I am in dire... My hands don't have the dexterity they once did. I fear they may be decaying from within. Okay. Also, do you have any, of Sumeru's regional specialties on hand? Oh, wonderful! This is the method for...
Eide.
Is it done? Oh, splendid! In all honesty, I do not know. Well, the moment has finally arrived. No! I said before that this medicine relies on the power of the God of Wisdom for its restore, which means we must pay a visit to a statue of the Seven. Let's go.
Je crois que c'est la map.
Quit following me. Behold!
Look at this statue. How can I bow? God of wisdom! I will utter no prayer. You and your kind destroyed my home. Rotten. You cannot mock me, God of wisdom. I seek not to my son. Caribert. If everything the gods have done was in order to have the impious, then I bow to you now. I have given up all. All I ask is for a tiny... Please, God! I have made... Caribert?
Je m'attendais pas à ça quand j'ai vu le nom de la quête, Caribert.
We've prepared the medicine. Caribert, it's me. It's your father. Caribert. Caribert. I'm sorry I couldn't be at your side when you were born. And but I'm here now. Papa's been by you. Are you still angry with me, Caribert? I know you're awake now. Do you not want to talk to me? I'm so sorry, Caribert. Forgive me. Please, please, please. Oh, gods above! You took everything from here, and I'd give you my very life if only. The gods of this world have never stood with humanity, not even for a moment. Other reasons. What do you mean? Huh. You really think so? Give up? No, never. Even if I must stay here with him for... Let's go. The most crucial ingredient in this medicine is the unusual... I grow them. The details don't matter, right? Curb your curiosity and just do as I instruct. If there is a waterfall near the statue I prayed at, I need you to... I'll be here, watching Caribert. Good. Then...
Ok. Bon, du coup, il pense pouvoir guérir son fils. Moi aussi, il y a des PNJ quand même. Ça, c'est la maison de la Rana.
Ah, you're back. Caribert's condition is stable. By which I mean he... Anyway... I need you to stand guard here for a while. Whatever you do, don't let any forest rangers... Ah, good.
Game's up. Time's over.
Out of the frying pan.
Busted. Take it easy.
Nice and spicy.
Quietly now.
What happened? Was it monster? Oh, thank goodness you were here. I couldn't have taken them on all but... Oh, yes, I've got the fertilizer. The effects can take some time to kick in, so... Next, we pick the mushrooms and repeat the same steps as before to make another dose.
Ok.
Oh, so I have been so very wary for many years. If only I could fall asleep here. I do indeed. That's why it was just a fleeting thought. We're here. Let's begin. Wait a moment. Hey, what was that? Caribert! Oh no, he must have left while... Come on!
Ça en va au gouffre? Ah oui, les Brutocolinus allaient au gouffre pour mourir. Enfin, pour leur fin de vie, quoi.
That's not Caribert. Right. Caribert's scarf was a gift. My eyes must be going. How could I? Yes. It doesn't seem interesting. Yes. Did it go in here?
Sanctuaire sacré.
What a ghastly place. Huh. It looks like they're worship. I've never seen any. Oh, there's a. Squall and fury.
Je pensais qu'ils allaient m'ignorer. Eh, si c'est un donjon comme ça veut dire qu'il doit y avoir des coffres. Bon, non.
Quit following me.
L'abîme? Non, qu'est-ce que c'est?
Is this a teleportation device? What energy is powering it?
Busted.
Encore un TP? Ok, c'est bizarre.
Behold.
C'est calme, il n'y a personne qui parle, rien.
The wind rises.
peut-être pas obligé de les fracasser.
Behold.
Je peux pas m'accrocher. Par où je dois passer alors?
The wind rises. How did I get on the ceiling? Did the room turn upside down? Or gravity itself?
J'ai pas d'objectif, rien.
Too slow. It seems like I need to find a place to insert the rune.
Là, c'est ouvert.
Too slow.
Ok. Ok. Un apôtre de l'abîme.
Halt, humans! Fate has not granted you the right to enter this place. Do you insist on an audience? Very well. Then I grant you the trial.
Il ne fait pas partie de l'abîme.
Quietly now.
Squall and fury. Cry louder.
You, Blaze, you're up! Goba, get them! Go get him, you, Blaze! Stay put! Yeah! Oh, I'm the frying pan, into the fire! You're...
Gotcha. Hup, chop. Here comes the catch. Tuh.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be scared! Nice and You, Blaze!
Quietly now.
Who was that? He was a perfect being. He had the most wondrous aura, a perilous, and yet you were able. Let's continue on.
Take it easy.
Ok, il le trouvait parfait. Apôtre de l'abîme, Primas. Ok. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça?
I think we've made it.
Une statue profanée. Oh. Comme celle qu'on a vue à l'IU.
Oh, dear creature, why do you bow down? For fear of the unknown? Or for power? Oh, dear creature, why do you bow down? For I know you are like a flower born in sin, yet you need no longer hold back your resentment, nor go forth. Become a transcendent one, and I shall shed a tear at the end of time, as I gaze back.
What? When I saw that thing, my heart was instantly at peace. I feel good. In fact, I feel better than I. Oh, is that?
Bizarre. Il a été touché par le cœur sinistre là.
Caribert! Oh, thank goodness! He's still okay. I have a strange feeling for this to happen. Right at the moment you say that I bowed before that thing, so perhaps it might be just as effective. I have to try. No matter what you...
Papa?
Caribert! Oh, my goodness, it worked! It's a miracle! You see, it worked, Caribert!
Where's Mama?
Mama is... Caribert, look at me.
Of course.
How do you feel?
Yes. It feels like I just woke up from a long, long sleep. Wait. My butt, Papa? What's it?
Don't panic, son. It's just... While you were sleeping, we went into a fit. There's no more Conry here. No more home. But, do you know what that means? No, in this world, you have to be a little monster, but you get to stay.
Am I?
No, of course not. Look, Caribert, you still have Mama's scarf on your arm. Yes, really, You've all only just woken up, and this must all... never take off. Understand? Whatever happens...
Okay, Papa.
Not since that day have I been so glad. I knew that placing my hope in the Seven was a waste of time. I even worshipped at one of... Once a murderer, always a murderer. But the god we saw in that cave... now, that wondrous power, it was truly... Now then, after one beast, piety is hardly my area of expertise. But surely I should honor the god that has honored my wishes. A sinner? Oh, don't be absurd. You don't know a single... You and I have both witnessed his divine power. When has the Seven worked a miracle? No matter. Believe what you will. I am going to pay my respects with or without you.
Et du coup, on a quand même perdu Paimon et Deinsleif. Ah, il aurait pu m'y TP, hein, je dois y retourner. Il y a un cochon champignon là. Il a rien looté? Ou que je refasse toute la route. Je suis sûr qu'il va se transformer en apote, quoi, comme ça.
Stay put.
Busted.
Out of the frying pan.
Bon, on n'est pas passé par là?
Quit following me. Behold.
Si on affronte juste des blobs, ça me va.
No. Impossible. What happened? The hilly girl worshippers have disappeared too. Was it all an illusion? That's true. Yes, it can't have been an illusion. It was neither illusion nor Let's go, traveler. There is surely a reason for its disappearance, and I do believe that someday in the future, could he really have been a sin? Caribert? Where has he gone? Oh, no. Maybe someone else came by and found him? No, it can't have been that. There's no sign of a break-in and no sign of anyone having been here. This does not bode well. What if he's spotted by a forest ranger or how did... Wait a minute. This isn't how... Oh no. The mirror, it's broken! He must have taken his mask off. And if he'd just done as he was told, we have to find him.
Ouais, c'est bizarre, le miroir l'avait pris et il était brisé.
It's his scarf. He dropped it. Looks like we're going the right way. Come on. Caribert! Caribert! Where are you? Curses! Forest Rangers.
Hey! Who are you? We haven't seen you around here before. What's your business here?
Have you seen a, hilly churl?
I asked you first. Don't make this more—
I said, have you seen—
Hey, whoa! There are hilly churls everywhere. What's—
Exactly. Matter of fact, we just took out a few of them back there. Those dumb
You Forest Ranger scum! You spawn of the Seven or all the—
You're raving mad! You've got some gall coming—
Curse you all, Forest Rangers!
I don't get it. Why make such a huge fuss over—
He'd only just regained his mind. How could you do this? So tell me, Forest Rangers.
Jeez. You're really not gonna let this go. Fine, you weirdo. If you must know, I was frightened at first, but it didn't seem to have any interest in me at all. It was just bumbling along in that direction. So I left it alone.
Yeah.
Wait, you're leaving? Not even a thanks—
Take it easy.
Quoi?
Take it easy.
Quoi c'est cancel? Ne saute pas, Caribert.
Caribert! Caribert, stop! Whatever you saw, it was all I told you. We're in a fairy tale world now. Caribert? How could this happen? Come, Caribert. We have to go home now. Papa's here to take you home, all right?
Papa?
Caribert,
Papa, I can't take it.
please, Caribert. It's my fault. I'm so sorry. If only I'd known.
It's all too much. Papa?
What?
Finally, it all. Aha! Traveler! You're wait, no. Why am I still calling you Traveler? Oh, I have known your true identity for some time now. I suspected it was you from the beginning. I had to talk to you to be sure. Oh, of course you haven't. With your status, you can hardly be expected. In any case, I've been using a fake name this entire time. Ida, my real name is Clotar Alberic. You saw it too, didn't you? Unmistakable, eh? The power inside Caribert and the power of the one you call us. Yeah. I am positive now. It's the power of... Oh, at long last, I have seen it with my own eyes. That is no business of yours. A sinner. Yes. Salvation for a sinner. Caribert did not deserve his fate, but now... It's wonderful. Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the loom of... Huh? Sinister? Oh, I never imagined that you, of all people, we once believed that you would bring new strength to us. You were the Abyss. And the one who controls the Abyss can control everything. We yearned for that future. But what did you bring us instead? Oh, Prince.
Why did he just call me?
Traveler!
C'est Deinsleif. Depuis le début, c'est qu'un rêve.
You're awake! Oh, thank goodness you're awake. Hyma was worried sick!
What happened while you were unconscious? I checked the ley lines nearby. It appears that the Abyss tampered with them, and they've been in turmoil. Information and memories flow within the ley lines. What did you witness? You mean Clotar Alberich? After founding the Abyss Order, his faith in the Abyss led him to do a great... But the curse of immortality continued to torment his body and mind. And in the end, neither his faith nor the Abyss... After 100 years... He lost his mind completely and was never seen again, yet his dark legacy lived on. The defiled statue that we encountered previously was just one perverse product of his use of abyssal power during his life. You could say that. She wouldn't be the Abyss Order's princess otherwise.
Are you alright? You have a troubled look.
So you saw her memories from centuries ago, through your own eyes. Still, as I'd suspected, the notion of the loom of fate did indeed rear its head, and it seems closely connected to Clotar Alberich's son, Caribert, and yet your sister never breathed a word of this incident to me. I wonder, was that the moment that she decided to go down this path? Indeed. Clearly, this series of events sparked a long period of deep contemplation. This was where it all began. What is it?
The field?
You mean here?
You scared the Duke out of Paimon! Did you rebury them yet?
A male and female skeleton, buried together. Interestingly, the male skeleton appears to have been interred much later. And it's holding a silk scarf, but what does this mean? And how did you know that there were bodies What? Unless Clotar Alberich finally found a way... This all raises far too many questions. I need time to think. We should part ways here.
Huh? You're just gonna leave?
It's better that we split up for now. I think that he might have seen you.
Who's he?
Yes. I have my suspicions as to his identity, but I need to confirm some other detail. If the time is right, I will tell you when...
But what do you mean that he saw the traveler? How is that possible?
I fear that while these things would limit any...
What? Why? What?
All right, let's leave it there. Get...
There goes Dane. What is it? Huh?
D'accord. On a fini Caribert. Oh, c'était juste ça la quête? Oh, je pensais que ce serait beaucoup plus long que ça. Bon bah du coup c'est fini. J'ai eu quelques succès. Bon, ça fait des primos. Bah du coup on va aller voir Dehya. Je vais changer le titre. What? Pourquoi j'ai 2 fois Twitter? Ok, modification des infos de stream. Je vais laisser Caribert. Et... Quête. Histoire.
Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you?
Ça a l'air bon. Rendez-vous au Grand Bazaar. Oh, attendez, je reviens, j'en ai pas pour longtemps. Hop, heureux. Hop là.
Good roll. All right.
Là, je crois que quand je vais faire ma mission d'élévation là,
Knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it.
je crois que je vais passer direct niveau 60.
Paimon's trying to remember. What else did we put on our shopping list? Oh, what a mouth-watering smell. Paimon, we can still add it to the list.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon. Wasn't
Et
expecting to
Deinsleif.
see you here.
Hello there. Oh, it's been quite a while.
Huh, so you two are still hanging out together. Dehya, didn't you say last time that you were gonna head back to the desert?
I said I was going to resign from being her bodyguard, not that our friendship was over. We're still the best of friends. The Holmayanis also still post jobs from time to time. Their pay is always generous, so me and the other mercs never pass.
I told Dehya to just stay at our place when she took one of those jobs a few days ago.
Et du coup, son Éléazar est guéri aussi.
My parents were delighted. They even said that it always felt like we were missing someone whenever Dehya wasn't around.
That sounds like something they would say, all right. They're always so welcoming. Anyway, the job is already taken care of, so I was gonna head back to the brigade as soon as I finished a little shopping. But the master—
You can stay for as many days as you want, Dehya. Father hasn't even gotten around to treating you to his best dishes yet.
You know I'm not the kind of person to stay put in one place like that, my lady. Don't worry, though.
What? She said they'll treat you to the best dishes! I can't believe you can still refuse that!
But wait. Didn't you say last time that you would take me on a trip to the desert? Why don't you just take me with you today, when you leave? There are so many places I still haven't visited yet.
I'm sorry, my lady, but no can do. There's still a few things I need to take care of back at the brigade. Besides, the desert hasn't exactly been the most—
Oh, come on. Not this again. That's also what you said last time and the time before that.
I know, I'm sorry. Just give me some more time, and I promise I'll plan the best trip ever for you.
Vous avez vu ces boucles d'oreilles? On dirait les boucles du pavillon du désert.
Alright, fine. To be perfectly honest, it's not that I wanted to go. Ever since you first set foot on the estate a few days ago, you've been acting anxious. Have you been delaying our trip because you've run into some kind of trouble?
Nah, are you kidding? You're worrying.
Would you swear on that? Friends shouldn't lie to each other, you know. But if something really is bothering you, then just tell me.
Oh, looks like Junior's was onto something.
You're too perceptive, my lady. Seems like I just thought that nothing good could come out of telling you about the messy happenings of mercenaries. Knowing too, mercenary life is a dog-eat-dog world where Mora reigns supreme. Everything operates on a completely—
That doesn't change anything about what I just said, though. We're still friends, and I can—
My lady, you're not— All right, I'll share what I know. Let's go somewhere else first. Okay, let's talk here. Just try not to draw any extra attention. As you may already know, the Eremites have both a lot of mercenaries and a complex organizational structure. Many mercs are— My brigade is called the Blazing Beasts. We're not a large group, but every member is loyal and brave. However, not all Eremite brigades are like mine. Some are willing to cross all kinds of lines for the sake of Mora. The most notorious is a faction known as
Deshret's relics. Judging from the name, they must really look up to—
Yep, you got it. I've heard that you've already crossed paths with Ain al-Akmar. They're one of the groups under the Relic's banner.
Oh, you mean the group that tried to sell us the Divine Knowledge Capsule? Yeah, they weren't from—
Deshret's Relics is composed of many smaller brigades like Ain al-Akmar. The Relic's headquarters issues orders to all brigades under his— On any other day, I would want nothing to do with them. Unfortunately, though, the brigade that's stirring up trouble now is—
Dakan?
I think it means beard or something. Believe me, it's a really stupid name. I found it insufferable for years. Anyway, the real issue is that Dakan al-Akmar is led—
Say what now?
I think I'm starting to understand your anxiety now. But what did they do?
I won't go into details, my lady, but they've been involved in a lot of violent incidents.
Hundreds?
Yep. The scenes tend to be quite gruesome, too. They strip the victims of all— Not only have they targeted merchant caravans and ordinary citizens—
That's beyond terrible. They won't even spare their own kind.
I don't know how Deshret's Relic sees it. All I do know is that Dakan al-Akmar has become more and more aggressive. If I don't do something about them, than even my brigade or the people of... I just wish I knew what's driven him to do this.
Yeah. How can your father do such terrible things?
I don't know. People change. He's always been pretty pathetic. But at least in the past, there were still a few lines that he wouldn't cross.
That's setting the bar pretty low.
I mean, if he was even remotely decent, then why would I have to leave the brigade and cut all ties with him? He was loud and foolish, with no real sense of purpose. Instead of doing anything useful, he spent most of his time drinking and chasing after... Of course, the other brigade members were just like him. Their ruckus would go on night after night.
Sounds like a nightmare.
What about your mother? Did she...
Unfortunately, I never knew my mother. It's all right, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary circles. Didn't I mention that my father was chasing after women? I was the result of one of those encounters with some random person. He told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was. And in any case, she never came to see me. He'd say, "You'll be fine as long as you remember to stick with Dad." But even then, he left most of the parenting to the... But the problem was that he had terrible taste. He only knew a few stories, and even those tended to be pretty stale. They were tales of desert warriors defeating dragons in the forest, or stories of mercenaries rescuing princesses from rebel armies.
Sounds like your typical fairy tales.
More or less, yeah. They were interesting maybe the first or second time around. He seemed to think those stories were the best things ever, though. He was so into them that he'd call the whole brigade over and make them perform the whole thing as a play. Even the toys he gave me would all be story props. I'd get helmets, shields. It was only much later when I realized that the show...
What an interesting guy.
Yeah, I've always found him pretty childish. But that was something until I grew up and learned the looting, blackmail, violence, and fraud. No one in the brigade was any kind of hero. Instead, my father... Did they really think that as long as they didn't do any of that...
I think I can understand your
Du coup, c'est cool, on va pouvoir essayer Dehya.
Yeah, but don't worry, my lady. It's all water under the bridge to me now. I had a huge argument with my father, and I'm not investigating them due to any bitter feelings I still have towards my father. Yeah, I told the boys to gather...
I see.
It is, but every mercenary lives life on the edge. It's a lifestyle that I enjoy.
That may be true, but it'll be impossible for those who care about you not to worry.
Well, now you get why I didn't want to share.
What should we do?
Huh? But there's no...
Well, he's super tough, so if he went into the desert with you, then
Il est super
the
fort.
problem will be solved in no time.
Mhm.
I'm inclined to agree. I'll wait for news from you in the city until then.
I'm on... All right, then let's get moving. Our first stop will be Caribert.
Let's go. Sang de lion. Okay.
Hey, Dehya, you're back. Are these two friends of yours? Likewise. There's no need to be so formal with us. We're a pretty casual crew. Anyway, since we've got a newcomer, let me fill you in on what the Khan al-Akhmar's been up to lately. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, even their own now have become acceptable targets. They even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
Even the most ferocious beasts still protect their own. And it sounds like they've thrown that straight to the wind.
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, they sell it off to a different brigade, or a portion of their profits is immediately exchanged for more food and weaponry to be used in their next
That's terrible!
Yeah,
and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for Mora. A few days ago, Isham and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised ourselves as merchants to conduct trade. Rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it'd probably be more—
Wait, a power struggle?
You heard me right. The vast majority of their victims are mercenaries from the other brigades of Deshret. If their only goal was Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle between the different brigades within the relics. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific. Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as Khan al-Ahmar became—
it sounds mighty strange to me too. Gotta say though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover mission during the—
Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about the situation as you are. The Khan al—
What he said. Besides, Dehya, haven't you done more
Yeah. And while they went to talk with Khan al-Ahmar, I took a look at the last king. Any survivors of the attack were already long gone. There was nothing of value left in the—
Ah, Hisham and Khalaf.
We rushed over as soon as we saw you come into Caravan Rebat. Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears, I'm sensing a special vibe. Now that we know you'll have a capable partner with you, we can also rest easy.
Hey, what about Paimon?
Oh, you're also planning to tag along with—
Of course! Paimon is the traveler's most important guide. Wherever he goes, Paimon will follow.
Oh, in that case, then you'd better take—
Don't worry about her. She may look tiny and helpless, but she's been through even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would still make her quite formidable.
I had no idea. I guess I shouldn't judge by appearances.
Oh, one other thing, Dehya. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about your upcoming schedule? We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Main. You weren't around. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically—
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a—
Gotta admit, I can understand their disappointment, though. You're our brigade's main selling point, after all. Now, if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoke—
Keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple gals into the brigade? The awkward silence and weird expressions left quite the impression on them. They were originally interested in joining us, but after that, they both told me they were too uncomfortable to stick around.
Hey, didn't we agree to never bring that up again?
Huh? Wait, are you serious?
I don't think you were part of the brigade yet.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like that and you weren't even gonna tell me?
All right. We can tell you about it later. Now's not the time.
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
Are they?
More? There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. We're used to just speak. If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. And if that doesn't put an end to it, but we also don't tend to take many things too seriously. Being direct and getting it all, that's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm angry, then I'll unload on them. It's hard. Hey, knuckleheads, can you at least tell me the rest of the intel before you go back?
Yeah, you hear her, Khalaf? Told you we gotta focus on the investigation. All you gotta do is—
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my regards to everyone else in the brigade as well.
Will do. You—
Ah, c'est là. Oh, j'ai pas de point de TP proche. Un camp de fatouille, tiens. J'ai pris la contre lui.
Take it easy. This should be the place. Let's find a spot to hide and bide our time. It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another, so let's all be careful.
No need to worry. He knows his way around.
I'm not worried about that. What I meant is that we probably shouldn't go too hard on the enemy. After all... Here they come. You ready? Let's not give them a chance to react and...
You're the flame maid.
Good. That saves me an introduction. All right, time for a little talk. Are you buddies with the...
You know the code of being a mercenary just like everyone else. The first...
That might have worked on an amateur, but I know you're just looking to protect your reputation. Think about it, though. What's your reputation worth if you won't have the other tools you need to succeed in this line of work? Tools like, I don't know, your limbs or eyes? You've got 5 seconds. You might want to think twice about how much your employers...
Whoa!
I'm not joking around. We can do this the easy way or the painful way. 2 seconds!
I'll save you the trouble.
Huh? Are you crazy? He tried to bite off his own tongue. Quick, search the area for any first aid supplies. I definitely didn't expect him to go that far. Thankfully, the wound wasn't too deep.
But why would he...
I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercenaries to talk just by threatening them. I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just to deny...
Well, he's out cold for now. We could wait for him to wake up.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be... There are lots of goods around here.
Du ravitaillement, quoi.
We found a piece of paper with a bunch of names on it. Maybe it's a...
Let me take a look. If this really is a merchant caravan, they should have a record of their Yep, I see an entry for Dakana Lakmar right here. Kusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and Takriti. All familiar names. Dakana Lakmar has been trading for a hefty supply of food, weapons, and medicine. It seems that in the past, they used to receive some canned knowledge as well. This caravan is just one link in their logistics chain. Once in the rainforest, the caravan will exchange the looted goods for more, and the funds will then be passed to a specific person.
Ok.
person will then pack the caravan full of necessary goods, which will then be brought right back to Dakan al-Akmar. Wait, why is there no Mora value recorded for the final transaction?
No value?
Yeah, every transaction before the last one was marked with an exact amount of Mora, but the final one, where they paid for everything to be brought back to the desert, was simply marked as delivered. Perhaps, but they couldn't have known how much they would make off selling the loot. Do they not care about profit Anyway, the next part's the records of the goods themselves. There are a lot of Huh?
What's wrong?
Shahzaman Homayani?
Shahzaman Homayani.
Homayani? You mean Dunyarzad's family? Could it just be another family with the same last...
I'd be surprised to find someone with the exact same first and last name. Just what the heck is going on here? I'm sorry, you're right. I'll
What the
consider
heck's
what we
going
found
on?
and not. But what this piece of paper confirms.
What if the Homayanis have been kept in the dark? And
That's a possibility. But if that was the case, why is this caravan specifically named? They could have just as easily bought goods such as food and Yeah, funding violence and looting.
But
I've been to their estate many times. The only potentially large expenditure I could think of would be the treatment costs for Dunyarzad's Elazar. Maybe they borrowed a lot of Mora in the past? But that's still just a speculation. I don't think you're probably right. I know my lady's personality, and she wouldn't
Faut savoir ce que j'entends.
If you ask me, we already have... I'm not worried. It's too early. Let's go find my lady again. If we're lucky, we can not only figure out the mystery...
Dehya.
I've
If we're
considered
lucky.
that possibility. She showed genuine concern. That's not how I deal with people.
You're right. Paimon wants to...
Yeah.
Tant pis. Il s'est mordu la langue, du coup il s'est évanoui. Quelle tapette.
The wind rises.
C'est la maison de Deinsleif.
We're back, my lady.
Oh, you're back a lot sooner than I expected.
Actually, we are still investigating.
I see. The clues you found...
Something like that.
You all look a little... dispirited. Whatever you... Why don't you discuss it with me? Maybe I'll be...
It's okay, my lady. It's not so much about me being upset with...
So something is wrong. Even the travel... On any other day, Paimon would have already waved to me with a smile and shouted, Dunyarzad, we're back! So tell me.
My lady, please prepare yourself.
The master. Okay, I understand. My father has been supplying goods to Dakan al...
Yeah, it makes as little sense to us as it does to you. I've never doubted the Master's integrity, so I'm having a real hard time rationalizing. Maybe he's not actually aware of the full story and just stumbled into the deal by accident.
I can't help but agree with the traveler.
Huh? You mean you feel the same...
Thank you for sharing all this information. Since you've told me everything you know, I should also tell you about some doubts that in the past, I thought that my father hired a bodyguard for me so that I wouldn't run away and get lost. However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the court of 30. Why did my father go out of his way to hide?
About that. Well, the Homayanis really needed bodyguards, so they reached out to the Blazing Beasts. Later, the Master told me that I was one of the best mercenaries he'd ever seen, and that I should stick around to become one of his bodyguards. He offered me a pile of mora, so I just...
Well, but that didn't really answer my question. Just think about it.
Maybe the Corps of 30 just didn't have anyone available, or maybe someone recommended us. I've never given it too much. I think I get what you're saying. You'd think none of this was a coincidence.
Precisely. At first glance, nothing seemed strange or out of place. If my father had always been in contact with the Khan al-Akmar, then it would make sense for him to bring Dehya into our house.
You mean the goal all along was to get Dehya to be your body?
No, that's too much of a stretch. I cut all ties with my father a long time ago. He has no...
But that still doesn't rule out the possibility that your father has still been trying to influence your life.
So, the Master was not likely an innocent victim in all of this?
Sorry we put all this on you so suddenly, dude.
It's okay, Paimon. I should actually be thanking you. Regardless of his reasons, if my father has truly been funding a...
But is that... My father has committed many atrocities and deserves all the pun... However, the Homayani family, if we decide to investigate this further, we could end up implicating the entire Homayani family. I would be biting the hand that's fed me over all these years.
Dehya.
It's all right, Dehya. If anyone were to ask, you could...
You don't have to do that, my lady. I'm not conflicted because I'm afraid of taking responsibility.
Hey! It's still too early to give up hope! What was the thing about friendship again? Right, yeah, trust! Besides, there's no point on getting all riled up before we've confirmed all the
Thank you, everyone. In which case, my lady...
Sure thing.
Usual
Attendez, dernier stand à l'endroit habituel, c'est au Grand Bazar. Non? Bizarre. La table de synthèse. J'ai oublié de faire un truc. Hop. Voilà, j'ai dépensé mes résines. Bon, un truc comme ça, on peut en faire que 5. On peut en avoir que 5 sur soi.
Thank you for coming, sir. Please allow me to introduce these two.
Yes, my daughter has mentioned them from time, but we may skip all the pleasantries for now.
Well, we wanted to bring this transaction...
So, that's what you found?
If you wouldn't mind, we...
Well, it's a long and difficult story. What I do know, though, Dehya, is that the truth will bring you no solace. If anything, it will...
Wait, me?
Yes. I understand perfectly why you came to see me. And I am touched by your collective commitment to do that. But knowledge always comes at a price. And sometimes, as they say, your father Kusela and I both believed that. Of course, you have the right to seek and learn the truth. The facts of this matter may reduce everything you've built for yourself into sand, blowing in the... If you must proceed, then Kusela's heartfelt efforts will also fade.
His heartfelt efforts? I'm sorry, I've made it this far in life without a single drop of my father's support. I have my own ideals and ways of looking at the world, as well as people and causes that I've chosen to cherish and fight. I came here today to support you as the head of the Homayani family. No warning will change my stance.
I understand. Then let me tell you a little story. Our family once needed to take a trip to the desert when Dunyarzad was just a baby. Along the way, we were attacked by bandits. They had superior numbers and quickly overpowered our bodyguards. When all seemed lost, a group of passerby those Eremites were Kusela's brigade. Dekan al Kusela's men told me that the attackers were Eremite mercenaries, just like themselves. I was shocked. Why would Dekan al-Ahmar go so far to save us and not spare the fellow Eremites? Kusela was grinning and walked over to play with baby Dunyazad. She was startled by his unfamiliar face and nearly started crying.
Really?
He said that he had no particular reason to help us. He just took pity on us because he had a daughter about the same age. We started talking about our children, and I sensed that he was a devoted father. To repay his kindness, I hired his brigade to help out at our estate for a time and offered everyone
So, that's what happened.
It was many years before I saw him again. I almost didn't recognize him the next time he came knocking on my door. The man I knew to be strong and healthy had been reduced to a shell of himself.
So, what happened to him? He was perfectly fine when I left the brigade.
I'm not too sure myself. The only thing that didn't change was his cheery disposition. He said there was absolutely nothing to worry about, and that he then suddenly asked me if Dunyazad, now that she had grown, would need a bodyguard of her own. At the time, Dunyazad was going through a particularly severe bout of her Elazar. There was no need for her to have a bodyguard, but he kept coming back to the topic. Come on, it never hurts to be safe. How do you... I was completely lost at first, until he recommended the Blazing Beasts. And in particular...
So he was the one who recommended Dehya.
Indeed. He didn't say it out loud, but it was clear that he saw Deshret's relics as an evil group who would eventually corrupt every member in their ranks. He was already beyond redemption, but he hoped that he would be able to detach his daughter from the vicious world. If Dehya could stay in my house and keep working as a bodyguard, then gradually her affinity for the desert would decrease, and she'd be able to
And that's why you offered her such...
Yes, but not just because of that. From the moment that he asked me for that favor, I also began to see and that's also why I tried to persuade you to stay when you asked for permission to leave. I was willing to spend however much it took. Kusela saved my daughter and I all those years ago in the desert. I could never refuse him entrusting his daughter to me.
He was always like that, acting like he's oh so smart.
Kusela said that he'd reimburse me for a portion of Dehya's fees. I refused to take any more from him, but he'd always sent me funds. Eventually, I just accepted them as a token of his gratitude. And that went on for a while until I received another letter from him. The letter contained a request to help him buy food, weapons, medicine, and even...
Wait! Isn't that around the time that Dekana...
That's right. When I started to hear some nasty rumors, I became wary. I wanted to meet him face to face to discuss things, but by then, he was no longer receptive to my requests to talk. If I had to guess, it's probably because he doesn't want to put Dehya at risk. That thought occurred to me as well. I figured that he probably came to me for help because he had nobody else to turn. After some deliberation, I decided to send him some food and medicine. I turned down all his requests. I am aware that even such a reduced gesture of support could lead to others coming to harm, but in the end, it probably was the wrong decision.
If you can, please tell me where he is now. None of the things he's doing right now make any... If all he wants to do is steer clear of me, then maybe he shouldn't have brought me into this world in the first place.
Oh no.
I'm just angry because I can't wrap my head around any of his actions. Another way? I don't know. I knew him and he was but I guess you do have a point. We haven't uncovered the whole truth yet.
I'll do my best to help. Of course, anything between the two of you would need to be resolved. I don't know Kusela's exact whereabouts. Outside of supplying his brigade with some goods, however, there's a man on the list named Jawed. He used to be a mercenary.
Jawed.
Is now a member of the Corps of 30. He's responsible for supplying. I've heard.
Ça me dit un truc, je crois qu'on l'a déjà croisé.
Thank you, sir.
I'll stay and be with my father here. To be honest, I'm still... My father has indeed done something wrong, but if I think about it, I feel like our only course of action is...
Yes. I am prepared to accept. It's time to face my...
Jawad le soir. C'est un ivrogne aussi.
Huh? Who are you?
I know what you've been up to. Smuggling weapons to violent brigades in the desert while working for the Corps?
Shh. Keep your voice down. Come with me. We should take this. This place should do. All right. Back to...
Don't worry about that for now. You know what kind of punishment you'll face once we report you to the Corps, I assume.
Wait. There's no need to jump the gun. Let's talk...
So what's in it for you?
Well, I was a little tight on money at the time, and Kusela took good care of me in the past. I weighed it in my mind, and I couldn't find a reason to turn the opportunity down. I wouldn't only be helping my benefactor, but I could also make some...
Let me tell you how it is. We're investigating Dakan al-Akmar, and we're gonna... If you provide some help for us, then...
Hey, why don't we discuss this a little first? Listen, I made quite...
Shut it. My patience is running out. You should know when a mercenary is at...
All right, sheesh. They're always on the move. Here, feel free to go have a look.
Sure. And then you can forget about...
Hey, come on. No, you...
Really? And how do I know you're not leading us straight into a trap? Don't forget, you're the one with no bargaining chips.
All right, I get it. Why don't you go take a look, and if they're not there anymore, I'll try to figure out something else for y'all.
Now that's more like it. Let's move. And as for you...
Oup. Oh, c'est loin. Ok, il y a 2 grands golems. On va quoi du coup avec celui qui est dans la forêt? Hop.
Squall Fury.
Oh, super. What?
Seems like we're
Ça m'a tapé au bon endroit.
That should be their camp. Let's go. We'll finally get to the bottom of this ourselves. I'm here to see Kusela. Tell him to get out here.
Dehya, why are you here?
Haven't you all done enough?
Oh, so are you also here to stop us?
Stay out of this. It's got nothing to do with you.
You asked for it.
Il fallait peut-être pas que j'appuie sur E. Parce que j'ai l'impression que ça la cancel du coup.
She's so strong.
Enough fighting. We all know each other, and I don't want to take things too far. Just bring Kusela to me. There's no use hiding. Did you understand a single word I just said?
All right, everyone, let's all just, Dehya. The boss can't come out. He died a long time ago.
What?
Seems like you've been out of the loop for a while. Guess that's for the best, though. At least, that's what the old man wanted.
When did he die? What happened to him?
A few years ago, Kusela broke up Dakan al-Ahmar and went to the Deshret's Relics headquarters by himself.
So is that when you guys started acting up?
We would prefer to call it taking revenge. Every last person in Deshret's Relics must pay in blood for what they did.
Let me start from the beginning.
Overwhelming strength and unquestionable authority?
Those were a part of it, yes. But just those on their own weren't enough. They had another tool at their disposal. They called it a person's record. Regardless of whether they joined by their own will or were coerced, whether it be their deepest sin, some unforgivable act, or their most immoral exploit, the record served both as a That's precisely it. Every one of us have a record. Me, Bashar, Tikriti, and all the boys who grew up with Dehya and ended up joining. But you, Dehya, you were never asked to provide a record, were you?
I never even knew this.
You were probably the only person in all of Deshret's Relics who didn't know about it.
Ever since you were born, Boss had been trying to shield you from this organization's. Not only that, but he also banned all of us from committing. But in the end, he was forced to go to headquarters again.
We all knew he was doing that for you.
And that's why he became a shell of it.
Wait, but that doesn't make any sense. I didn't know about any.
Because you were too young at the time. How would you ever tell when you left home after that final art?
So, even the.
Yep. It was all his doing.
A few years ago, Boss said he needed to make another trip to headquarters. He was already pretty weak then. I suggested that he hand the role of leadership over to me, but he said there was no longer any need. Since his words made no sense to me. But that night, we heard that a massive fire tore through headquarters and razed
Everyone gained their freedom that night. Many members fled, not just from our ranks. But how could we leave with a clear conscience?
The boss can't have just died for nothing. Those heartless jerks at headquarters took him from us.
From that point on, the big fire that even though we're outnumbered, we vowed to see our revenge through to the very end. There were people from headquarters who changed, but we won't let any of them escape.
We've suffered plenty of losses as well. All we can do is exchange. We forged Boss's handwriting. We were also able to attract Deshret's relics have become weaker and weaker. And now, we find.
Paimon doesn't know what to say anymore.
We do know right from wrong, but we were sinners from the very beginning. Boss always loved his old-fashioned hero story. We used to always laugh at, as for me. But maybe those hero stories he liked foreshadow. Maybe we were all just acting along with the play in the beginning. But as we acted I'm sorry, Dehya.
I'll go with you.
Huh? Dehya?
I grew up with these guys, and I know they're not bad. All I know is that Furthermore, I know you don't want to get involved in this, so there's no need for you to tag along. I can do this on my own.
Yeah, Paimon feels...
Thank you.
I bet Boss would lose his mind if he ever knew you'd join us at the very...
Considering all the losses and...
He can think whatever he wants, but the fact is...
Là, faut que je remonte tout, je crois. Ouais, peut-être mieux que je me TP là. Oh non, je crois que c'était en bas aussi. Non, c'est sur une côte. Oh, je sais plus. Ouais, c'est sur une montagne. Un sanctuaire de... Soumirou. J'ai que de l'IBU. Elle est utile dans le désert. Je crois qu'elle permet de mieux voir pendant les tempêtes comme ça.
Is this the entrance? We sure didn't run into much trouble on the way here.
Donc je vais remettre ma Layla. Et de toute façon le pyro je l'aurai avec Dehya. Et j'ai pas d'électro.
Wow. Paimon didn't expect it to look like this.
They should all be holed up in here.
Who cares? We'll round up.
Still, we should be careful. Even if they've only got one shot.
Yeah. We'll know what they're really capable. Deshret's relics may have been a force to be reckoned with before.
Yeah.
Look alive! Huh! Hi! Cha! Huh! Ah! Huh! Huh! Yeah! Huh! Cha!
Ces particules élémentaires sont dures à charger, je trouve.
Gloves off! Buckle up! Cha!
Mais son E fait pas assez de dégâts, je trouve. Qu'est-ce qu'ils ont mis comme artefact? Ancien rituel royal. Ah. Je pense qu'il y a mieux. La constellation 3.
Let's get it on! Cha! Hi! You great! You're...
Red meat!
I'll be back. This way, follow me. We're almost there.
Oh.
Wait! They went charging ahead without checking for any
Hey, you guys okay?
It seems like we just got trapped in here. Don't
watch out, the enemy's coming from ahead.
Well, now that things have come to this,
don't worry about us. We knew. Let's go. We can't let the boss.
Let's check if there's another way. The sooner we.
Let's see. I think I see a way through over there, but it's being
Okay, let's go.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Not now. Stay put.
Another mechanism like the one before, but this one's being blocked off in the middle.
We just need to adjust it a little.
Hmm.
The night is cold. You agree?
Oh merde, j'ai pas vu.
Not now. Don't be scared.
Quietly now.
Behold!
Gotcha.
The night is cold. Stars. Stay put.
Let's get it on! Hi! Gloves off!
Quietly now.
The wind rises.
Don't be scared.
Look alive!
Encore un mécanisme. Ok.
I wasn't expecting anyone to make it through from the other side. But as a desert dweller, I suppose we should be used to our folks.
Don't waste your breath. You have
Run. Had I witnessed the golden age of Deshret's relics. Even now, the greatest should
So you want to go out?
Let us draw! They are but two. Well... Wave 1! Charge! Eliminate them!
You asked for it.
Don't think that you won. We're just getting started.
You're dead meat.
Oh, le burst élémentaire ne trouve pas celui de Yilan.
You're dead. Know your place.
Gotcha.
We'll meet again. Brothers! This is where we prove our faith.
Do you all just want to die?
None of us plan to leave this place alive!
Where do you think you're going?
Take it easy.
You, Blade, you're up! My guiding stars, don't be scared.
Behold.
But we'll meet again.
Ah! Don't be scared.
Buckle up! Ha! You asked for it.
The golden slumber.
The commander has finally fallen.
But they're still coming at us. This place is like a gladiator's ring. They just keep...
Yes! Keep fighting!
When the next wave comes, I'm going to see if I can take...
Get out of my way.
Come and face me, Michel! Ugh. So they've broken through the...
Apologies, Lord Michel. They fight like absolute mad...
So, it would...
Time to pay for everything you've done, Michel.
I will be buried in the sand, alongside... Oh!
Hey, wait!
We were too late.
It's over. There's no more need to fight. But if you're still going to cling on to your...
Hey, Dehya! I found the mechanism. I'll get you all back up here right away.
Let's go.
On le coffre avant. Oh, let's go.
are you filthy rats? And why are you always pestering us?
You call yourself a member of the infamous Deshret's relics and you still can't even tell?
Who knows what intent a bunch of rats may have? We try to catch a couple, and you all just show up on the other side instead.
Hey, have you ever heard of a man by the name of Kusela?
Why would I know? It's not like I'm in—
This is your last
Hey, I said I don't know anything. I'm just an average member. If you're here to find someone, why don't you look through the records yourselves? Who can remember every—
The irony. His life became a light for so many, yet to others, it wasn't even worth remembering. Where's the records room?
It's right over there.
I mean the old—
The old records room? Kusela. Ah, yeah, I remember.
Watch your mouth. That's our boss you're talking about.
He was definitely faking it. We all let our guard down as soon as we saw him come hobbling in. But in the short time it supposedly took him to take a dump, he'd already gotten away and started a fire in the records room. He couldn't have possibly outrun us if he wasn't a fraud. And after that, Deshret's relics fell into complete disarray.
Stop wasting our time. Every one of us here is— Tell me, where—
It's just over there. Go see— There's nothing left in there but ashes.
Bashar, Tikriti, let's go. Spare them no—
On va les voir.
So, this was his final destination. How did he do it? Getting past all the guards with a limp? If he was nimble enough to do that, then he must have been able to get out of here after I'm sorry. I know it's just—
Is this a cane? It must be the one that—
Kusela.
Thanks for everything, boss.
We're fortunate to somehow find that cane after that fire.
Let's split up and look around some more. What if something—
But what else could survive a fire like that?
Huh? Thought so.
Wait! Isn't that the toy sword you played with as a child?
The dragon is no more, for Princess Dehya has slain it. Its head now hangs above the city gates. Her bravery has brought eternal peace and prosperity to us all. Dehya, come on. This is the most important line.
You can do it.
But Dehya, you defeated the dragon. Everyone's waiting for your speech. Still too shy, huh? All right, I'll do it. I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more.
I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more, Dad. What's this?
Don't you
Le paiement qui régale.
You asked Paimon what she would do if she were to wake up tomorrow with loads of money. And Paimon said that she would get boatloads of tasty snacks. You looked super confused at the time, but said these opportunities don't come by often. So today, Paimon's gonna treat you to a special crash course on Paimon's life philosophy. Hey, this way you get something from the both of us. Anyway, the point is that you should eat to your heart. Junior Azad will also be here shortly. She's already heard that we're back.
Aw, thanks you two. Honestly, this is very unlike me. I just had a lot on my mind on her. My chest was filled with all kinds of intense emotions. But when everything came to an end, those emotions, it was as if I'd lost the thing that was most important to me. Yeah, you're right. To many mercenaries, Mora is the most important. Idrisi and the others all used to say that they would quit if there was no Mora to be had. But when it came to avenging my father, there was no Mora to be made anywhere. My reality shattered when I found out that the father who always told me hero stories was in fact a bad guy. But look at me now. Am I any different? Despite all my promises about never forgiving him, we're hypocrites. All of us. Yeah, you're right. It's just a pity that we often only recognize our true feelings.
You're back! Are all of you alright?
Ah, there she is.
Yeah. Many people from the Corps of 30 came over, and I just wrapped up everything with my dad. All I can do now is wait for their verdict. Huh?
Paimon will explain. A lot
I'm sorry. I really should have controlled my emotions better. I just...
It's all right, my lady. You were hurt by all of this as well. Truth be told...
Dehya, your pain must be even worse. You shouldn't need to comfort.
Hey, don't worry about me. If anything, this whole thing has finally shown me the difference between illusion and reality. My father probably thought that people could settle into new lives as long as they moved to a new environment. That thought has even crossed my mind a few times. It's like saying, what's wrong with adapting to a new life? However, there was always something deep within my mind that refused to accept it. But now that I consider it again, it all makes sense. The desert sands are a part of who I am, and I will never be able to lead a peaceful...
I understand how
That doesn't mean I won't be making any changes to my life, though. As an example, I'm now thinking about taking on some small odd jobs. It's just like Idrisi said. I also want to catch up to my father and become a character in his play, even if the ending of the story may be childish and ridiculous.
Isn't that neat, though? Oh, you'll be a whole new kind of mercenary, one that's not out. Why don't we go for a change of scenery once we finish eating? What about stopping by...
Right. You said you wanted to get a rug for your family.
We'll come along too.
I can't thank you enough for taking care of...
Au grand bazar. Pour aller chercher un tapis. Oh, il y a une route ici. Bon d'accord, ça mène là. On n'aura même pas loin une danse de Nilou.
Oh, this rug here is quite something. The craftsmanship is exquisite.
Ah, here you are. Finally, I found you.
Hey! Aren't you that mercenary who bit... Wait, are you here?
What are you talking about? Do I look like I could take you on a fight? I just came here to give you something. I'll be on my way to give myself up to the Corps after this. Once I woke up, I hurried to the Khan al-Ahmar's camp. But when I got there, I found no one except the members who were still too injured to move.
Ah, so you probably got...
Yeah, they told me that they had exacted their revenge, and everyone had turned themselves into the authorities. Even that last camp was not going to last for much longer. I had joined the cause to repay an old favor from Kusela. Now that everyone's already turned themselves in, I might as... One of the injured members gave this box to me, and told me that it contained everything left in the camp will get confiscated.
Thank you.
No worries. We are all just living our own truths.
There's no need to comment or judge.
So this box contains everything like Dehya's father.
Well, back in the day, the first thing he did with any Mora was spend it on things like drinks and meat. But let's see what's in. What's this? It's just a bunch of junk. Ugh.
Perhaps it's just...
A handwritten copy of a storybook. The paper's already yellowed. It was against the Academia's rules to possess books for personal use. If he was going to break that rule, he could have at least copied something useful.
That probably means this was...
Ah, and here are a few bags of children's snacks. The packaging's completely deteriorated. Maybe that's where the smell was coming from.
Did he get those for you?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Even when I was a child, I was never a fan of these kinds of snacks. He'd always say that he got them for me, but in the end, who even leaves snacks in a box like this anyway? Isn't that just... forget it. Let me see what else is in here. A razor, some buttons, some round iron tile, a wool scarf, which from the looks of it probably belonged to a woman, and a hair clip? I'm sorry, my lady, but this is just the kind of man he was. He probably saw this box. 2 empty liquor bottles. Tell me, you guys, are these the...
Huh? There's something in the bottle!
Oh, you're... All right, I got it out. It seems to be a piece of paper with some writing on it. The bottom part's all damaged from moisture, though. Let's hope the writing didn't smudge. I was suddenly seized with an urge to write a letter after finishing this bottle. I just folded it up and left it in the bottle, though. If I end up forgetting about it, it won't really matter. To Dehya. It's a letter for me? It's all right. I'll just read it out. If he went to the trouble of writing a letter, there must have been...
My condition's becoming worse and worse. Can't even walk without a cane anymore, much less go out and have fun. Guess I don't have many days left. If you're reading this letter, then I suppose I'm already long gone. You were adorable as a baby. Everyone loved you. And regardless of whether you were crying or... But once you grew a bit older, you were no longer nearly as happy or cute. It's probably Idrisi's fault. He was never up to any good.
Can you believe this guy?
Anyway, back to the point. To summarize, I'm writing this so you would know not to feel sad for me, even if you end up finding out the truth. The reason being that...
Wait, what?
Surely, I don't know.
I was quite formidable when I was young, and 100 times cooler than some so-called flame main. Really felt like the whole world was under my feet. With just a teeny tiny bit of effort, I felt I could rule over. But as fate would have it, I went out into the desert for a drink one day, and discovered a bit. You were just lying there, small and helpless. You were so tiny that if the wind blew for just a little while longer, you would have been buried for it. But your cries were so loud, they made my head hurt. Now that I think of it, you really were a bundle of energy.
Sounds like...
I told Idrisi and the others that I had slipped up with a woman while out and about. None of them even doubted me. I'm sorry that I had to lie to them for so long, but I really had no other choice. I was their most esteemed leader, after all. It's not like I could just tell them that I suddenly wanted to play at being a... At this rate, I'll puke up. Anyway, you possess the kind of freedom and kindness that we could only dream of. As far as how you should live your life, that'll be up to you to decide.
That's... In the end, he was still thinking of me as a little child. I suppose, or I would have suffocated under the sand a long time ago.
He was a good father to you. The fact that he wasn't a blood relative doesn't change.
Yeah. It's just a pity that we had to...
Do you already have some ideas about the decision?
I do. If he first found me alone in the sands, then I want to try my hand at finding. I just have one wish. To tell them a story that there once existed a childish and foolish jerk with a heart of gold. And that only under his care was I able to grow and—
If you end up finding any leads, can you share them with us? We go on adventures all the time. Maybe we'll be able to find some information for you.
Sure, I appreciate it. I wasn't expecting you to be so enthusiastic.
I'll help too.
Thank you. My life has certainly had its twists and turns, but because no matter where I've gone, I've always been surrounded by incredible...
Ok. Et du coup, c'est fini. J'ai vu qu'une des prochaines quêtes d'histoire pourrait être éventuellement une quête de Naïda, l'acte 2. On va aller à mon stat. Allez. Hop. Et on va faire les petits mini-jeux. Je pensais que la quête Caribert prenait beaucoup plus de temps.
Take it easy.
SQJK. Wow. Je comprends pas ce que je dois faire. J'appuie sur tous mes boutons là. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ce truc? Il n'y a même pas de son, il n'y a rien. C'est bizarre. C'est moi qui dois créer le truc ou je comprends pas. Qu'est-ce que je dois faire? D'accord. Oh. Je comprends rien. J'ai fait. Mais je comprends pas. Ouais. D'accord.
Take it easy. Ouais, ils finissent par repop. Take it easy.
Ouais, je pensais que ça donnait une immunité. Je l'avais peut-être plus.
Take it easy.
Bon, il est peut-être encore à choper, je sais pas. J'aurais dû regarder les succès. Ouais, j'ai tout eu. Oui, bah j'y suis. Ah, ça sera disponible demain. Ah, je peux quasiment tout faire. Ouais, je trouve ça limite un peu chiant. What? Ah ouais, il veut mon cul. Oh, mais ils sont guidés. Ok. Quitter. J'ai plus de musique. Merde. Attendez. Hop. Je voudrais voir la boutique de l'événement, tiens. C'est ces tickets-là qu'il me faudrait. Avoir des couronnes. De la sagesse. Qu'est-ce qui donne ces tickets-là? Oh, c'est ça. Oh, t'es sérieux? Bon, on aura vu à quoi ça ressemble ça. des gens. Ouais, je peux le faire hors stream, c'est pas non plus le truc le plus intéressant. Tout d'abord, il faut...
Take it easy.
This is the world you've made yourself. I wonder which flower will be the festival favorite this year. What are winning?
Demander à une certaine heure de la journée. Je dois reproduire ces photos. Alors c'est le point de vue, ok.
Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you?
Brace yourself.
8h à 17h. Donc j'ai ma lampe de jean. Ah ouais. Faudrait que je l'enlève. Non, c'est pas ça. Ça. Tu veux pas faire un truc? Fais un truc. Ne veux pas faire un truc. Ouais. Hop. Oh, je sais.
The night is cold.
Ah, il est là. Et du coup, il y aura peut-être des persos qui traînent un peu partout. Enfin, des persos genre Ember, Lot, tout ça. C'est qui elle? Sans ça. Une barbe, ok. Jamais vu. C'est cool le truc des photos, je trouve.
Squall and Fury.
Un personnage de mon stat. Oh, fais chier. Je peux pas mettre qui je veux. J'ai Barbara, j'ai Rosalia, j'ai Kaeya, Dilu, Camber, Lisa, Noël, Sucrose.
Make sure to keep up.
Très stylé. Hop là. Il y a un coffre ici.
That felt pretty good.
Oh, je suis en train de penser. Rosalia, c'est un perso un peu physique comme dégâts. Du coup, je suis en train de me demander, est-ce que genre artefact, là j'ai mis gladiateur parce que ça me semblait bien. Est-ce que chevalier ensanglanté ne serait pas super cool? Ah, bonus dégâts cryo. Attaque pourcentage, attaque. Oh. Ah non, c'était. D'accord. Je pense que c'était un gobelet comme ça. Plus haut, j'en ai plein. Oh, bien sûr, j'ai pas cryo. Les bonus sont pas terribles. En vrai, ça me semble pas mal. Ah, c'est déjà un sablier que j'ai mis. Attaque pourcentage, défense, PV, taux critique. Attaque, taux critique, recharge d'énergie. Oh, celui-là, il est bien. Surtout que je sais pas, c'est toi qui font des dégâts en fonction de quoi. Oh, j'ai pas une bonne plume. Bon, je vais mettre elle, mais j'ai pas de bonne plume. Alors là, attaque, dégâts critiques. Attaque, attaque pourcentage. Attaque, PV, défense, attaque. Voilà. Je pense qu'il y a moyen que ce soit un bon set. Parce qu'en plus son arme, bonus dégâts physiques. Et puis ça augmente ses dégâts quand un perso est affecté par l'élément cryo. Quoi, c'est pas en range de la photo? Oh, ça n'a pas marché. Faut que je reconfigure le truc. Super. Bon, c'est nul. Bon, on voit rien à cause de l'herbe.
Not now.
Merde.
You can't run.
Ouais, c'est nul.
The wind rises.
Allez. Est-ce que c'est complété? C'est fini? Ah, il y a d'autres trucs. Ah, c'est parce que je suis en défi. Tu as du vent.
Relax.
Le personnage doit être de type pyro. Allez, pas 50. Je vais mettre une feuille.
Next time, be sure.
On voit bien là? Mhm. Allez, on va garder ça. Hop. À l'antre de Storm Terror. UB. Tu viens de ces temps de... Et où? Bon. Allez, on garde ça. Ça marche aussi. Mince. Alors comment est-ce que je fais comme ça? Eh, en soi elle fait une attaque. Ah, j'ai pas enregistré. Hop. Merde. Putain, faudrait que j'arrête, mais je trouve ça trop bien. J'ai envie de faire toutes les photos. Bon. Oh non, Dr. Livingstone, va te faire foutre. Ah oui, il y a un panorama.
Motion to compel.
Mhm. Merde. Reviens. Non. Toi, là, on verra ta grosse tête comme ça. Je sais pas si on peut les forcer à prendre des pauses, c'est comme ça. Oh, elle refait le truc avec son bracelet. Fais le truc avec ton dé. Tout à l'heure, l'heure elle va être passée. Mhm. Mhm. Oh, c'était plus à la bonne heure. Il est 19h06. Bon, c'est pas grave, je peux prendre une photo comme ça au pif. Ça marchera. Hop. Ça marche. Parfait. C'est bien le fait de pouvoir poser l'appareil photo entre guillemets. Bon, après il y a ça. Oh, c'est à la montagne. Bon, je le ferai plus tard. Et du coup, ça j'en prends une, c'est sûr. Parce que c'est impossible à avoir sinon. Tu peux l'avoir que dans les événements, à durée limitée. Et ça sert à up les aptitudes de tes personnages niveau 10. Ça fait passer de 9 à 10. Donc ça marche pour les auto-attaques, les elemental skills et les elemental burst. Là, il y en a 3, c'est bien ce qui me semblait. Et ça, du coup, faut les acheter pour raffiner l'épée à deux mains. L'épée à deux mains qui est dans mon inventaire. C'était une épée 4 étoiles, c'est elle. Elle ressemble à une autre épée. Renforcer x 1,5. Oh, il y a un bonus pendant l'événement des Alizés du coup. Et ouais, du coup, faut ça. Qu'est-ce qu'elle donne l'épée? Maîtrise élémentaire, attaque de base, murmure du vent, touche un ennemi. Déclenche une réaction élémentaire. Ok. Ah, ça sera fini avec une autre épée comme ça du coup. Ah, c'est une griffe qu'il faut, ok. Ouais, faudrait que j'up mes armes. Il y a elle qui est 90. Lui, il faudrait que j'up. Elle, je vais changer. Ce sera un truc... je sais plus. Ah si, c'est le truc qu'on craft, mais j'ai pas. Et ah oui, cette épée là, du coup, c'est comme ça. J'avais un truc exprès pour up. Voilà. Hop. Et du coup, c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. C'est pas mal. On a fait 2 bons streams. Un de 2 heures, un de 3 heures. On a... Wow, on voit plus rien. Du coup, on a fait la quête Caribert. La quête principale. On a fait la quête d'histoire de Dehya. Qui était cool, en vrai. On a aussi fait enfin découvert les trucs d'événements. Faudra que je me renseigne vraiment sur le truc de la musique, là j'ai rien compris. Parce qu'après si j'ai pas les autres trucs c'est rien. Je peux les farmer. Mais je voudrais au moins de quoi up l'épée puis la couronne. C'est ce qu'il me voulait. C'est ce que je voulais. Mais si j'ai pas les autres trucs, m'en fous. Parce que les autres trucs, tu peux aller les farmer dans un donjon tous les jours. En fait. Tandis que là, non. Donc ouais. Donc j'ai pas regardé. Je devais regarder quand est-ce que je pourrais restream après. J'ai pas regardé. Aïe aïe aïe. Je sais pas si je peux stream demain ou si ce serait jeudi. Après peut-être le soir je peux. On verra. Et je sais pas. La prochaine fois on fera soit du Witcher. Soit on fera des escapades sur Genshin. J'en ai pas mal à faire. Faudrait que je fasse ça. J'ai aussi du farm à faire sur Genshin. Je veux surtout attendre Ayaka. Prochaine bannière. Après la bannière, ce sera... Normalement. Ah, peut-être pas normalement, je sais pas. J'aurais tendance à dire qu'il y aurait une mage, mais c'est pas sûr. Parce qu'en vrai, pendant un temps où je voyais beaucoup de leaks sur Sumeru, tout ça. Là, j'en vois plus du tout. Mais par contre, du coup, après les bannières Ayaka, je pense, il y aura un événement à Inazuma. Là, il y a le festival des lanternes. Il y en a à Liu. Là, il y a un festival du printemps à Mondstadt. Et normalement, il y aurait un gros événement comme ça à Inazuma. Et c'est là qu'on devrait voir le nouveau perso chat Géo, qui, d'après certaines superstitions, devrait être un champion permanent. Oula, elle veut vraiment descendre. Bon bah sur ce, je vous laisse et je vous dis à la prochaine. Ciao ciao. Et on se retrouve bientôt. Sur YouTube, je vous dis à tantôt jour aussi. N'hésitez pas à passer sur YouTube.